Alright, let's do this. Hello?
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Is now good time?
Yep.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I dial the right number first. Is this 250-579-1859?
Yep.
And this is a home, not a business, correct?
Home.
And I assume you are over 18?
I am 27.
Okay, now in order to make certain our study accurately represents the population of British Columbia, we would like to randomly select someone who lives in your household to do the interview. So before I can do that, I need to ask just a couple of questions about the people living in your household. So first, are there any children between the ages of 5 and 17 living in your household?
Yeah.
Okay, and in total, including yourself, how many adults 18 years of age or older who are a parent or guardian of the child or children live in this household?
2.
Okay, so please tell me, of the 2 parents or guardians 18 years of age or older in your household, who will have their birthday next?
Me.
Okay, and you are a parent or guardian of the child?
I have 3 kids.
Okay, and so can you just tell me just your first name or initial?
It's B.
Alright, so just to make sure then that I haven't made a mistake, there are 2 parents or guardians 18 years of age or older living in your household, and you will be celebrating your birthday next, is that correct?
This is true.
Alright, well that would make you the person that I'm looking to speak with. So before we actually jump into it here, I need to read you a really quick ethics statement. It's a little bit wordy, so please just bear with me. So sir, I would like to read you a description of your rights as a respondent and our responsibilities to keep your responses confidential. This research project has been reviewed and approved by York University's Ethics Committee Review Board and conforms to the standards of the Canadian Tri-Council's Research Ethics Guidelines.
Sorry, just a second.
Charlie, get out! Get outside right now! Get outside right now! Get out! Don't! You go to the bathroom outside! Get out there! God, stupid dog.
Oh my gosh.
Hello?
Hi,
Sorry, that was my dog.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Because of the, yeah.
So, sir, I'd like to assure you that all information you provide, including your answers, identity, and any other information, will remain completely confidential to the extent allowed by law. The information will be stored in a password-protected computer and will only be used in summary form by the researchers at the Institute for Social Research, York University, and at the CFLRI in Ottawa. You can stop participating in the study at any time for any reason if you so decide. You don't have to answer any of the questions that you don't want to, and if you decide to stop the interview and wish us to do so, we will destroy all the information you've provided to us. Of course, there is absolutely no penalty for stopping the interview, and no one will know that you chose not to complete the interview, and there are no known risks to answering the questions, and you might learn a little more about the opportunities for physical activity by completing this survey. And just to let you know, from time to time, I have a resume listening just to make sure that we are doing the research correctly. Alright, so...
Okay. I just have a question.
Sure.
I just feel a bit more comfortable with discussing information with you if I knew your name.
Oh, my name is Samantha.
Okay, nice to meet you, Sam.
Okay, nice to meet you too, sir. So, sir, I'd like to start by asking you about your general health. So, compared to other persons your age, would you say that your health is excellent, good, fair, or poor?
It's probably... It's probably poor, because I do run a computer study program.
Okay.
And I am actually always in the house. I haven't been out of my house for like 6 days now.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a lot of inside of the home kind of work. Not really getting out too much.
Okay, so your general health is poor, you said?
Yeah, but I have a high metabolism, so...
Okay, and since health is often related to age, we would like to know in what year you were born?
What year I was born in? 1983.
Okay, and thinking back over the past 12 months, that is since January of 2009, have you done any of the following physical activities in your spare time? So first, what about walking for exercise?
Walking or exercise?
Walking for exercise.
In the last month?
12 months.
12 months. Back in I think it was in April, I was, doing this, this step thing where me and my friend would run onto the roof, and then we'd kind of it sounds crazy, but we'd run onto the roof, and what we would do is we tried using this parachute, and then it didn't work out so well, but I consider that kind of exercise, because we had a ladder going up to the, okay, yeah.
Oh, okay. And in the past 12 months, have you done any bicycling?
Does a tricycle count?
Well, depends.
Okay, because I have this really, like, this tricycle, and it's got, like, these really big wheels, and I use it sometimes.
Okay.
When it's really snowy right now, so I can't really use it.
Yeah. And about how many times did you go bicycling in the past 12 months?
Let me think. Oh, I think we went to Pioneer Park in June once.
Okay, so once. And about how much time did you usually spend on each occasion?
I think it was like 15 minutes.
All right.
Approximately.
And now I'd like to ask you about how you get to and from work and travel around in general. So in the past 12 months, did you walk all or part of the way to or from work or to school or to do errands for at least 10 minutes at a time?
Sorry, just a second. I'll let the dog in again.
Sure.
Charlie, stop digging at the door. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Get in. Get in. Get in right now. I'm on the phone. Get in. God. Get in. Get. God. Go to your cage. I've had enough of you. I'm not arguing with you anymore. Get to your cage.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Oh, hello. Hi.
How you get to and from work and travel around in general.
Yeah.
So in the past 12 months, did you walk all or part of the way to or from work or to school or to do errands for at least 10 minutes at a time?
No.
Okay, and in the past 12 months, did you bicycle to go to and from work, school, or to do errands for at least 10 minutes at a time?
We do have a local store that I bicycle to. I bicycled to, once, like, in August.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you now about some other activities that you may do in your spare time. In the past 12 months, have you done any gardening or yard work?
We have a little flower patch that I like to keep watered.
Okay, and in the past 12 months, have you done any social dancing?
I haven't really been hitting up the clubs lately, but back in, like, summer before this year, I was always up at the clubs, doing DJ and stuff like that.
Okay. So in the last 12 months, then, have you done any social dancing?
No, I haven't, no.
Okay, and in the past 12 months, have you done any swimming?
We had this pool that we built, and I tried to jump off my roof into the pool, and it actually broke.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's like when we first got it, and Walmart wouldn't let us take it back, so.
Okay, so no swimming?
Yeah, no, not really.
Okay, and in the past 12 months, have you done any jogging or running?
That would be a negative.
No, alright. And in the past 12 months, have you done any exercises at home, including things like sit-ups, stationary bikes, treadmills, stairmasters, and so on?
You know that, have you heard of the Wii?
Yes.
Yeah, I tried doing the Wii Fit program, but what happened is the thing broke.
Oh. Okay.
So, yeah, otherwise I would have probably been using that, like, every day.
Okay, and in the past 12 months, have you done any other physical activity regularly?
Not really, no.
Alright, and about how many times did you garden or do yard work in the past 12 months?
Probably like 7 times. No, 8 times. 8 times.
Okay, and about how much time did you usually spend on each occasion?
Approximately, I'd have to say, well, we do have this, I don't want to go into flower details, but probably like 6 minutes.
Okay, so let's move along here.
Yeah.
And for the following questions, when we talk about sport, we mean physical activities that usually involve competition and rules to develop specific skills. So do you participate in sports?
Does nunchucks count?
Is it sport?
It's kind of like, it's I don't know. Me and my friends get together sometimes and we just nunchuck it.
Okay, and...
But we sweat, so it's yeah. Sporty.
Well, by sport, we mean physical activities that usually involve competition and rules and develop specific skills.
Okay, cricket? Does cricket count?
Yes, that would count.
Okay, yeah. I've been doing a bit of cricket.
Okay, and now thinking about the past 12 months, in about how many of the last 12 months did you participate in sports, being like cricket?
I think it was we did it for a week. We were going to try doing that for a year, but we did it for not even a week. It was like 5 days.
Okay, and let's move along here. And during those months, or the week, how often did you participate in sports? Would you say every day, 4 or 5 times a week, 2 to 3 times a week, once a week, several times a month, or never?
Several times a month.
Alright, so let's move along here. And are you involved in sports as a player, coach, assistant coach, manager, a referee, or official, other types of paid personnel, or on a board of directors?
No.
Just a player, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And what sports did you play most often? You said cricket, right?
Yep.
Alright, so let's move along here. And is this sport primarily done in a structured or organized environment, like a private facility or through a sports club, or an unstructured environment, like pickup soccer?
My friend actually has this old, like he has a really big pool that we emptied, and we put like nets in there and stuff. So it's not really, no.
Okay, so it's kind of unstructured.
Yeah.
Okay, and do you have a coach for the sport?
I consider myself a coach.
Okay, and do you train for the sport?
Not really,
Do you compete for the sport?
No, not really.
Okay, and are there any children between the ages of 5 and 17 years of age living in your household?
Right now?
Yes.
No.
No, alright. And so now just a few final questions about your background, just to make sure we have a good representation of all people in British Columbia.
Okay.
So first, what is your marital status? Are you married, living together as a couple, widowed?
It's complicated. On my Facebook, it says I'm in a complicated relationship, but I consider it, complicated.
Okay, would it be like living together, widowed, separated, divorced, single, never married?
We were seeing each other, but last week she kind of threw a brick through my window, so it's not really,
Okay.
yeah.
And are you now working full-time, working part-time? Are you self-employed, a homemaker, laid off, unemployed, or retired?
I consider myself self-employed.
Self-employed, all
Yep.
right. And what is the highest level of education you've completed?
Grade, what was it, I think it was back in, it was a while back in 96, frick, what was it? Grade 9, I think.
All right, let's move along here then. And could you please tell me how much income is you and other members of your household received in the year ending December 31st, 09 before taxes? We ask that you please include income from all sources, such as savings, pensions, rent, unemployment insurance, as well as wages. And at this point, I'm just going to read you some categories, and just feel free to stop me when I've got the right one.
You got it.
So would you say it was less than 20,000, between 20 and 30, 30 and 40, 40 and 50, 50 and 60,
50 and 60.
50 and 60?
Yep, 50 and 60.
All right, and what is the size of the city or town in which you live? Would you say less than 1,000 people, 1 to 5,000, 5 to 10,000, 20 to 30,000, 30?
There's about, I think there's, I'm just calculating in my head, that's what sound I make when there's probably, I think it was 3,300.
3,300?
Yeah.
All right, and can you tell me just the first 3 digits of your postal code, please?
It's V2, what was it? Oh, God! Oh, sorry that I just fell.
Oh,
I was leaning on the chair.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. God. Sorry about that. Just a second.
All right.
Hi. Sorry, what was the question?
The first 3 digits of your postal code?
Right, V2B.
V2B?
Yep.
All right, so just to confirm, the first 3 digits of your postal code are V as in Victor, 2B as in Betty, is that correct?
Yeah.
And finally, these last few questions are to ensure we have an accurate sample. So not counting cell phones, how many separate telephone numbers are there in this household?
There are me, my mom, my dad, I think there might be 3.
Okay, and how many of these numbers are used only for business purposes or by children under 18 years of age?
None.
All right, and is telephone number 250-579-1859 listed in the current telephone directory?
This is correct.
All right, and in total, how many cellular telephones are owned by people living in your household?
2.
All right, so let me just make sure then that I haven't missed anything here. Oh, and could you tell me one last time, how many people 18 years of age or older live in your household?
At the moment, none.
All right, and let me just make sure then that I haven't missed anything, and I haven't. So those are all the questions that I have. I wanted to thank you, sir, very much for your time and job in completing this interview.
Okay.
Okay, take care, sir.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.
That was awesome. I love telemarketers. They need to call more. Oh! Woo-hoo-hoo! Time to go to school, because it is my first day. Peace, y'all. Hope you liked my video. Telemarketer prank call. Yeah. Okay, I need to calm down. Sorry, guys. See you later.